giddy up! Woohoo! Whoopee!
Mommy, why is that man like that?
Don't look at him.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Interwebbers Night Out. How are we all doing tonight? Today we have a guest on. Excuse me.
I'm doing great.
We have Animus, and we also have Eugene from Fieldend's Party Palace. I think that's about it. Fieldend's.
Everyone messes up. It's Fieldend's.
I said it like right 15 times like today, telling people about this shit. But for life of me, I can't say it right.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I for the channel name, I actually fucked up the spelling.
Oh, you went with it.
Yeah. Well,
of course,
that was what people knew us as, so it was like, I got to keep it now.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it takes a level of commitment just to have that down pat. So, I'm gonna Eugene, I've already just introduced you, but go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody who may not know who you are.
All right. My name is Eugene T. Magnificent. I am one of 3 people that run Fieldend's Party Palace. We cover all kinds of stuff, but exclusively we cover a old locale by the name of Gorgeous George Yared, who was a locale on Richmond, Virginia Public Access from, I think it was 96 to, when was his last show on Public Access? I think 2015. And cover the abysmal stuff that he has done outside of Public Access. And then I've also covered Keppels a couple times. Acerthorn, other DMCA abusers as well, but that's about the extent of it. We have some detractors we talk about every once in a while as well. But that's about the introduction that I have.
Yeah, that goes into a fair amount. See, we got a decent amount of people active in the chat. That's really good. That's really good, guys. Okay, so
you got my partner is in the chat, Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis. I think I've chatted with Lewis a few times. I've been catching up on some of your stuff. You know, you've been really active. Like, you're a very active streamer. Doing a lot of like community-based things, getting your audience involved and whatnot. And
I try.
Yeah. It's definitely that there's an effort there, and I definitely can see it, and I know that the people who are like really hardcore followers of your stuff really enjoy that sort of thing. I mean, it's always good to be engaging with everyone. I try to a little bit. I won't say I look up to you, but just a little bit,
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's a team effort. It takes everyone.
Yeah.
It's like I say multiple times. It's not just me. It's all of us.
I mean, most definitely. I mean, otherwise you're just a Twitch streamer.
Oh, don't say that. I won't go on Twitch.
Just go on.
Yeah, we need to boycott Twitch.
That's pretty much where I'm at with it, to be honest.
I don't blame you.
What's wrong with Twitch?
Oh man.
There's so much.
I'm out of the loop. Inform me.
I mean, I'm not really trying to go on a rant, but I will say one thing: the fact that a creator can miss out on hundreds of thousands of dollars because they got banned for something that someone in their chat said Not even something that they said, something that someone in their chat said. You can try as hard as you can. You can have mods. They can be extremely strict mods, but that one person that slips through the cracks and says a no word in the chat will get you fucked out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
So wait, I can if Keffel doesn't ban me, I can just go on Keffel's thing. I can just I can declare penis chopping to be an amoral act, and they'll get in trouble for it.
Yes, but we don't do that. We let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
No, of course not. Why would I want to sit through another hour and 45 minutes of wait time?
Yeah.
All right.
One of my biggest issues with them is their double standards with creators. That's the issue that I have.
Yeah, that's a really big one. Basically, Spaz, like, there's a girl, she actually got laid on stream twice.
Yep.
Is that where that meme comes from? Where you can see the reflection in the fuck? Oh
yes.
My goodness.
Yep. She got a little slap on the wrist the first time, but you know, this is something that would get anybody that's supposed to get you perma banned. People get perma banned for much less, but they have a certain type of favoritism over there at Twitch. So she got a little slap on the wrist, came back, and I believe she did it again.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing, that they did their suspension and came right back on and did the same thing again.
I mean,
that's been a common thing with Twitch for let's say about 4 years now. There's rules for some, but not all. I know there's been quite a few of the bigger drama YouTubers that have covered the hypocrisy with Twitch, which is like why I won't go on it. Because I know YouTube has its blatant problems, but at least it's not Twitch, and I've always said that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't blame you. And I salute you for not going on Twitch. I've had like a few content creators that, you know, they go from YouTube and they also do Twitch, and it's like, as much as I want to watch their streams, I don't want to support Twitch, so I don't use it.
Yeah, I think I Twitch streamed one time with a game because I was going to do gaming content, and did it once, and I was like, no, this ain't for me. And then I saw like what you were just talking about with the other creator, and I was like, the hypocrisy's too much. I just won't have anything to do with it. So I'm exclusively on YouTube now.
Here's something I can't quite figure out. I just thought about it. You know, like you getting railed by playing video games. There's definitely a market audience for that. We won't go into who, but you know, doesn't like some websites on that side of the internet.
OnlyFans.
Like there's that, and I know you have to be a legitimate creator for Pornhub, but come on. I mean,
you could take the Cobes experience and go on to Chatterbait.
Oh wow!
What's up, tubes?
Yeah.
Just not to go on a side tangent, but remember when you didn't have to be an established content creator for the hub? Those were the days.
I don't remember those days.
I want all my compilations back. All right, never mind.
Jesus. We're a family friendly. No, we're not. Who are we kidding?
No, we're not.
I've seen the analytics. There is not a single child in my analytics. Everything is from like 18 to 40-year-olds.
Yep.
And that's the demographic. Unfortunately, the 4-year-olds I actually happen to have in my audience like talk to me on a regular in person. They're like, I don't understand what based means. I don't understand any of the references. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't understand what your obsession with Christian. I'm also sorry. There is a wonderful 64-part documentary series that goes over the entirety of this dude's. It's ongoing. If you want to know the inside jokes and ins and out of why Jule is funny, start there.
Jule.
Jesus.
I love you, Casey.
I mean,
I got a bit of a cold, so my voice is fucked.
This is way off topic we were talking about, but it's good to relax a little bit. It's like I've listened to some of the calls that Chris has had and whatnot, and it's so everybody can say they can see themselves in a person sometimes, And for me, it's definitely like being that lovesick fucking puppy. But I remember being like 16 when I was there, but he's doing it like at 27.
Don't tell me you had an attraction sign.
Attraction
At 16.
sign, no. I'm talking about on the calls.
Okay.
It was like, you're my
Okay.
little so-and-so. All that freaking, that freaking puppy dog love bullshit. And when you look back at it, even at the moment, you're like, I can't believe these words left my mouth.
I think everyone had moments like that when they were in their teens, man. That's what that's for. Just Chris Chan is a highly functioning autistic.
Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, we're
16 is
Not highly functioning enough.
we're going to find out just how high functioning he is once he gets some of that prison ingenuity.
Not very.
God.
Like,
They're gonna have him. Yeah.
he's going to learn how to make
Being
toilet
certain
wine.
autistic.
A certain part of
Toilet
him.
wine. Oh my God.
They're gonna make a certain part of him function quite frequently.
They're going to reopen the Euclid. I don't want to think about that. There's a good chance. Okay. Here's this isn't one of the questions, but what if weird ass scenario? We live in if we lived in a world where shit was like written out really well by a writer, and Chris Chan goes to prison and actually creates a following. I know this won't happen because nobody in their right mind would actually legitimately believe anything that comes out of his mouth. But what if he was able to go there and create a cult in prison?
Oh gosh,
That would be fucking insane.
The Sonichu cult.
I mean, just as weird stuff has happened. The shout out to Venom Sock in the chat. Next beginning of next month, we're gonna be trying to put out some horror cow stuff, and the first one we're gonna do is gonna be something of a very similar nature. So we'll just keep that in the back pocket for right now, and we'll go ahead and get into it. First, is there any questions that you would like to ask us, just for for back and forth?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Nothing I can think of, to be honest. I know we all kind of do like the same thing. You guys cover more current people, whereas like I cover fucking old farts.
Yeah, we've been trying to find somebody, but so far the only person I'm like immensely fascinated with is probably Bob Hickman. He's been around for a little while, but he's just so active. Like, I think recently he's been really getting a Halloween spirit and had put out a short where like, here, text me at this. I'm like, should I text him? What would I say?
Yeah, Bob. He's an interesting one. I'd love to do a follow up on him.
We might. That's not a bad idea. We might one day. But other than that, we've been trying to find our voice that's a little more like something more than just watching Tamers. I mean, I know everybody loves Tamers.
Yeah.
But at the same point,
Yeah, I know
in time,
everyone's covering it. Like I like Cece's come on a couple times and requested. I'm not. Everyone else is doing that. I'm not gonna.
it's good filler. But even with Rogue, that's all it ever was something easy and filler that they didn't have to do a whole lot of work on. Because once Chris Chan stuff kind of dried up and everybody got kind of stale on that, and then everybody kind of got stale on Cobes, it was like you only had a handful of options till something new came out.
Yeah.
But we'll get
that is true.
So we'll go around the first ring of questions I have. The first one is, how did your channel start?
The channel started with I've been following the Goon Squad for a while. That actually came about because I'm a big fan of public access pranks, and I'd watch a lot of those, and a channel came up by the name of Prank Access that covered George, the locale I covered, Gorgeous George Alexander Garrett. And I just could not believe he was real. Like there's no way, because I used to have it on for background when I was working, and I found the Discord of the Goons, and I joined up in it, and they have a bunch of like locales that they cover. One of them, how I became, I guess a proper goon is you have to troll someone on that list, and one of them was a locale by the name of Kristen, and she does a TikTok, and I got her to do like 3 different TikToks and replying to me with how bad I pissed her off. So I became a goon that way. And then there was a lot of content going on with George, like calls and stuff like that were being leaked, and they were coming to the end of them. And I remember people were like, quick correction, he doesn't use the middle name. Come on, Eugene. Oh. Yeah, but so where was I going with that? But it was kind of drying up. Stuff was going on there. Like, we're kind of trying to come up with ideas to do more content. And someone, I forget who it was like, someone should do a Geno Samuel type documentary on George. And I was like, well, I was thinking about doing something with George, but more along the line of a stream. And I was like, the only issue is I'd like someone to work with, a partner. And that was where I met my first partner. Okay, bud. Hey. Stop. That was where I met my first partner, Meth, if you're familiar with the channel.
Yes.
She's like, I wanted to do the same thing. And that was essentially how Fieldend started. Fieldend's is the name of the gay bar in Richmond, Virginia that George used to DJ for. And there's an ongoing joke that he would service the glory holes there. So the name Fieldend's Party Palace, Gigi's in the back, that seemed fitting for the channel name, but it was a bit long, so it just became Fieldend's Party Palace. And the Friday show we do covering George is Gigi is in the back.
Damn.
And that was kind of how it came about. Lewis, the third partner that came in, he's been a goon for fucking forever. And he started doing impressions and stuff like that. Like, he'd come on every once in a while and do impressions. We're like, just bring him on.
I mean, you might as well at that point.
Yeah, like he's good. He's funny. Yeah, so that was pretty much how we came about.
That's a good start. So I'm gonna skip like 2 of my other questions. Go to the one that's more pressing. Goes off this one. So Animus, I have an idea of who George is by, like, chatting with your host, and just trying to be involved and whatnot. Especially the thought on the run like person. Or the hole in the rope.
Oh, God.
I forget. I don't forget.
Jump on a rope. I got you.
Yeah. Anyways.
That was a one-time deal with that person.
But I learned a lot more about, like, the overarching. During all that situation, I learned a lot more about George. But for Animus is, like, partially more of a normal person. This is, like, probably his first introduction this deep into like, something of this nature. So for the safety of him and probably other people that might not know or might watch this, who the fuck is George?
Okay. George is an old locale. Like, he was around when the internet was up, but things weren't as predominant, like Kiwi Farms or any of that. A lot of his trolling came about through calling up his public access show and pranking him. There was a lot of things saying he was fat and gay. That was a big one that really got him mad. Toilet flushes really pissed him off. And he has like this white streak in his hair. And one of the callers called up and was like, "Who nutted in your hair?" Oof. And it was constant. And he was made to answer calls on this show. So there was always a time in this horrible horrible like Howard Stern wannabe show where callers could call in and people would call in all the time and just rag on him. Well, it also went into something awful. Something awful started picking him up and talking about him. I think that was where he got his start. And then I think he had an Encyclopedia Dramatica page as well. But that was where he started. Now, it was a lot of like fun and games with the pranking and stuff like that. But then George decided he wanted to try to start finding these people online who are re-uploading his show on to YouTube. And then he would start doing like flagging ops on people. He got a lot of channels knocked out. A lot of channels like that did not deserve it. Assad paid the price, GG. That's Sean right there. Hey, Sean. He's a old school GG goon as well. He's called him a few times. But yeah, so he went on these flagging ops, and like some of the channels, from what I understand, because they're gone, I can't go back and find them. I can't see if they were edited or something like that. But from what I understand, he did not consider fair use at all. A lot of channels, they re-uploaded stuff, and it was all edited. It was all critiqued, and he didn't like it, and he would go on these ops of false flagging. Well, it got to a point where that wasn't enough for him, so he decided, I'm going to start suing these people. And it went into the great lawsuit era with George. Sean was one of them. Another one was Will Markland. And he just got his ass handed to him in court.
So consequences were never the same for him.
Oh no. He sunk so much money into just frivolous spending. Like his father died and left him a huge inheritance and a house. He would just spend and spend and spend and spend. Like he took constant trips to Vegas when he's living in Richmond and would stay there for months on end. He'd hit the fucking bunny ranch, have nutting competitions with his partner at the time, and just blew through it. And then he would start doing all these lawsuits, sinking money into that. I think he filed paupers at that point. I think he was almost broke. And then further on, he ended up losing his house because of his frivolous spending. And normally people would like feel bad for someone like that. George is an extreme narcissist and goes out of his way to affect people's real lives. Yeah. Like a lot of people say, don't interact with the lolcow. Don't do that. George would be the one to go after people in their real life, and then would get mad because people were in his real world, as he would call it. So there was a lot of that. He would also, so he's living in a van at this point. Or no, I'm skipping a lot of shit. There's decades of George stuff, so it's really easy to skip a lot of shit. He took a turn from a lolcow to a horror cow when you get into the Jamie stuff, and this is when he was still living at his house. He essentially took advantage of a woman who had a severe drug addiction, and he would like keep her at his house. If she would try to leave, he'd cut up her clothes and stuff. There are voicemails that back these claims up. There are text messages that back these claims up as well from the victim. Towards the end, when he couldn't control her anymore, and he was enabling her drug use, by the way. Towards the end, when he couldn't control her anymore, he called the police on her, and she got thrown in jail for a while. And then, this is where it's speculation on my part, I feel that her tolerance had dropped when she was in jail and came out and did the same thing, and then she passed. There was a lot of accusations from her and one of the other females involved that George had sexually assaulted her as well when she was staying there. So that's a big thing. And now it's with me. We call him out for it. We talk about the horrible stuff that he's done. We show the receipts of the things that he's done, and he hates it. So he actively fights with me through email. He's kind of gone silent with me now. I was able to get a hold of him once during his birthday bash at a sports bar called Breakers. I was able to get a call with him for about 15 seconds. But yeah, that's George in a nutshell. There's a lot more to it. But I could be on here for 4 or 5 hours and just still not cover almost anything.
So if I got this correct, he is currently at the stage where he's living in a van down by the river.
Yes. That is his life.
Pity.
Gosh,
He did to himself.
He sounds like a content bank.
There's a lot on him. There's like, we've been going now for about a year strong, almost. We haven't even got out of the public access space. So there's like there's the phone calls with his paralegal. There's all of those we have to do. There's the doing his show out of his van and in motel rooms era too. So I mean, there's so much, and we go through it in chronological order. We do every episode that he's done, and it can get boring.
So he is like a S tier lolcow.
In my opinion, yes. He is very lucky that he wasn't as prominent when the Kiwi Farms came out, because I feel he is more documented than Chris Chan is, and that's a bold claim, I know, but
that is a claim. But at the same time, both of these individuals are still alive. And the more and more people look into it, the more you're liable to find stuff. Like you said, he said he was doing public access, which means he was a public figure, like way before all this stuff right here. So just like any person who is famous, there's always more and more to find out more about them. It's kind of like life is kind of like Call of Cthulhu. If you don't want to have like an adventure, and you just want to live a normal life, that's what you do. You don't go looking for the monster. You don't try to get famous. You don't draw the eyes of the great, like, old ones upon you. That's the only way you're gonna have a normal life.
Yeah.
Yes. Another interesting thing, and we talk about this a lot. He is from Richmond, Virginia. One of the bars he would frequent and have his birthday bashes at was a place called Rick's Rock Cafe. There is a motel behind it or attached to it. That is the same motel that Chris Chan was arrested at.
What is this, a crossover? No, we're not doing that joke again. Okay.
So they are.
Go ahead.
They are not far from each other.
Okay, if both of them, here's a question. It's not on the list, but I just thought about it. If both of them were to fight, like. I hold my hand the ability to convince them to fight until I say stop. Mm-hmm. Who's coming out on top?
Chris Chan.
Just because of his youth?
George's health is so bad, and we've seen him in his prime give a karate display.
Oh Jesus!
Chris Chan would kick the living shit out of him. Probably sit on his face and then make him eat his fucking unclit.
Wow, I want to see the showdown now.
We might not ever get it. Well, probably not in this lifetime, but if we all go to the same place as these two individuals, we might get to see it. We might be able to manipulate things enough to actually make it happen, just for a small bit of reprieve. But we'll find out later now, won't we?
I don't know. George has defended Chris Chan before.
Oh,
that was pre-transition though.
Yeah,
George is an amazing.
That's all I needed.
So I think he might change his view now.
I don't know. It could be like Ethan Ralph and Keffels.
Yeah, Ethan Ralph is from fucking Richmond too.
No, that's the thing is like it keeps going down. Like we're gonna find a majority of people who are like completely and utterly insane. Is you'll find them in Richmond, Virginia, and Florida, and then on the other side, and then like just on the West Coast, it's just everybody's insane almost.
Happy Snout Hour says Gigi has really bad edema in his legs. What is edema?
It's from like health issues.
Swelling caused by excess fluid trapped in your body's tissues. Although edema can affect any part of your body, you may notice it more in your hands, arms, feet, ankles, and legs. Ouch.
Yes,
Yeah.
Socks in Georgia. Freaking Bruce is in Georgia. Mima is in Georgia. Oh my goodness, half my
Oh
staff
my
is
God.
in Georgia.
That's my home
Georgia.
state.
Georgia.
Oh man.
We'll just stay here in the NC for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
We're
Georgians.
gonna shift this right here and go to someone maybe on a little more on the younger spectrum. I recently had jumped onto your ship when this right here was happening, and when you did your video, I had to try to help in order to get people to realize, this person too, and this is a person of note to somewhat. Who is Captain Poofers?
Oh God. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna feel so bad talking about his stupid ass because he just recently decided to do an update on why he hasn't been doing videos, but took the time to talk some shit. Captain Poofers is someone that I knew from. Are you familiar? You're familiar with the Acer Thorn shit.
I'm familiar with Acer
Kind of,
Thorn. Majority of people here should be fluent with Acer Thorn. Animus Acer Thorn is somewhat similar to George in a way, to where he has shit content. He gets called out on it. People have an image of him, and he thinks that's enough, on our stream, and he thinks that's enough legitimate advice or enough power to go after someone legally, as well as try to flag their shit. But here lately, that's been backfiring immensely. And unlike George, it doesn't seem like Acer Thorn has the money in order to keep doing these fraudulent claims. He already seems to live in way worse squalor. He's when I was a cable guy, he's one of the places I would say, oh, they're not home. You're waiting at me at the door. You're not home. Goodbye.
No. George is worse. George is in a worse situation than Acer Thorn by far.
No, I was talking about so far as not having the money, and if it were
he has no money.
Counter defamation suits, he would not have any money whatsoever. There'd be nothing to take from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he was with another group because I work with another group, and I got introduced to them because I got introduced to the Acer Thorn stuff through Rogue Internet Man, because that was what turned me on to him when he started flagging his Twitter and stuff like that. And I started following that closely, and then I got involved with another group of people who were banding together to go after Acer Thorn because of the shit that he pulled in the balls DMCAing. At the same time I joined, another creator did by the name of Captain Poofers, and me and him never really saw eye to eye. I always thought his research was really bad. He's always very arrogant and thought he could control everything. He was the leader of the Acer Thorn group and all that. With one of the other people that was running a Discord, he told them that I needed to be controlled and that I was too trollish to help and stuff like that. And me and him had a bit of a falling out at that point. I kept an eye on his shit, watched what he did, never really cared for his content, never really, it was always sub-tier, and it always felt very clout chasey. There was nothing original to it, just rehashing other people's shit with a different voice. And then he decided, because it was a very hot topic at the time, to jump on the situation that happened with Rogue Internet Man, which he wasn't a part of that fandom. He wasn't a part of that group. It was a big issue at the time. And he started talking to me about wanting to cover it. I was gonna work with him. If you care about this, we can work together. And he would not look into the full log that was on the Kiwi farms. There was so much at that time, and a lot of information to go over, and a lot of pertinent stuff. and he just wouldn't do it. He'd just pick and choose little bits and then think he got the full story. And then what really came down to me, like, fuck this. If you do a Rogue video and it's not correct, I'm gonna cover and blast the shit out of you. And that was when he decided he was going to work or interview Wendy Diego.
Oh yeah. Oh, because that would have went freaking great. My question is, how the fuck do you get a hold of her? Scratch that. I know exactly how you would get a hold of her.
But I told him, and this was before a lot of the information was going around with the stuff she did. It was kind of like kept on the low. That she was the doxer and she did all of this stuff. And I told him, I was like, dude, she's the doxer, man. But like, you're gonna work with this person. You're gonna take the word of this person who is openly like doing the doxing shit, giving Mad Shangy his shit to pull the crap that he pulled. Like, you have a group of people that work with you and you're exposing them to someone who does shit like this. It's like, this is bad. I want no part of it. It's like, I'm done. And well, a couple months later, he decided to drop his Rogue Internet Man video, and I covered his covering of it and did not like it.
Yeah, I think I went through and I watched his video, and I can go ahead and tell you he did not do a good job covering it, and I can only say he didn't do a good job covering it because I was there. I was there when all this shit happened.
Was I. Yeah, me and you both.
Yeah.
I was a fan. I was a Patreon member. I was a big fan of his. A lot of inspiration that came from our channel was very much inspired by how the way Rogue ran stuff. I just didn't want to cover the same stuff he did. But like the avatars, our studio, I didn't want to complete and blatant rip off, but that's where that idea came from. It was like, I liked what he did. I wanted to recreate it. And that's where we're at. But what was I gonna say? It ended up being a big old like pissing match between me and him. He would do a video about me. We would get in fights on Twitter. He'd have his viewers or the people he worked with, the ones that I was concerned about getting fucked over by Wendy by working with her, come on and start going on about they didn't even say anything like worth a shit. They said I was an idiot and touch grass. You know, the standard cope, seethe, mauled, touch grass, the 6 fucking insults that anyone can really come up with.
Though there's one more. There's one more, but that's like I don't like you and I hope that something bad happens to you. But it's like, you know, if he called you that last one, it'd be more lines of like break your balls. No, not that one. The other one.
Oh, see, I'm even out of the standard anymore.
It's what Keffels is.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. But yeah, so we went back and forth with a couple of videos. I think I did 2 on him. He did 1 on me, and then the Rogue one. I've kept all my stuff up. He's dirty deleted everything. He will not keep up his failures, which I know is hard for some people. I get it. Myself, if I fuck up, I'm keeping it up so everyone can see it.
Right.
That's kind of how I operate. But he decided he was going to go on a bigger YouTuber, and Poopers is not like of the lolcow or the trolling universe. He was trying to dabble in it. He's from the drama sphere, and he went on to another YouTube creators who's a decent size, and he was on a podcast and just completely lied about the whole situation. Said I was trying to cancel him, said I was trying to get him removed from his platform, and lying about all this stuff, all under the guise of wanting to apologize to another creator because their DMs got leaked, which was absolutely nothing. So I did a video on that and called him out for it, and I haven't heard anything from him since.
Well, he definitely sounds like he's from the drama sphere.
Oh yeah.
So he is very much. If you were Rogue, Of course, nobody's Rogue, but Rogue. But he sounds like he's on the same, like, cut from the same cloth as, like, Dylan.
I would agree.
The moment
he
shit
wanted
gets
to cover
hot,
Dylan.
cuts.
He wanted to cover Dylan.
Oh,
I'm being
boy.
very honest. Captain Poopers is he's a hypocrite in almost every aspect. He'll give out advice to people in his videos, but he's like, I can count if I go through every one of them to be like, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this. It's all fake. It's all fake to me.
So would you say that was like your first taste of internet beef? Where it was like that personal, like making videos about each other and stuff?
Yeah. I got a bit pissy with him because the Rogue stuff was important to me. It meant a lot. I was very much a fan of his. I know some people may not agree. They have their opinions on him. I've seen it in my comments, but I always liked what he did. I always thought he was fucking for real. He was very active with the Acer Thorn stuff. More than, I'm not gonna like go into detail about it. It's not my story, but
Yeah, that was actually one of the questions I had, was your thoughts on the drama itself around that, because as you can probably see right here, that was a big inspiration for what all of this was too. I mean, after his absence, we kind of like had to fill a hole. It's like, okay, what? Yeah, I know you want square to go in the square hole, but have you tried triangle? Like, yeah, it'll fit in the hole, but yeah.
What do you mean? I'm a little confused on the
Like the takeaway from the Rogue drama. Okay, the question I had written down was I found you shortly after the Rogue drama had begun, because like you said, we were in the same situation, the same server when everything went down, and whatnot. I was gonna if you had any thoughts on that, would you mind sharing them? But we've already started talking about that.
Okay. Yeah. Myself, I have a big respect for him. I don't want to be Rogue. Like, I want to be my own thing. Like, there's a lot of inspiration. I feel that we all do that. I feel, from looking at his set, I think he was inspired a lot by Howard Stern a bit. I was inspired by Howard Stern as well. Also with Rogue Internet Man. So there's a lot of similarities there, but like, I don't want to cover the same stuff he did. I would rather him come back so I can watch it. So I kind of stick with with George and the orbiters there, and stuff like that. Like, I covered the drama stuff because it was important to me. I feel that he was being silenced, and that's a personal thing with me. That's not so much active, so like with the other people in the channel. I kind of did that on my own. Not to take away from, like, I'm sure they would have been with me if I wanted, if I asked, but I was like, no, fuck this. Like, fuck what they did. So I'm gonna start covering it hardcore. Every bit of information I can find, I'm gonna share. The more people that talk about it, the better. Get the word out there, especially about what Wendy did. And then I started seeing what Shangy was doing, and my I guess my claws kind of drifted away from Wendy, and I went after Shangy a bit. Which, I mean, that's a hard one, because he does have a fan base, and they're a bunch of dirty assholes.
Shangy has a fan base?
He has a bit of a fan base, yes.
Okay,
For months, I would get spamming shit in my comments, just constantly, from like his like 4 or 5 people that work for him or work with him.
So it's basically much like Coach Eli and like his entire like mod crew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone's a wrench. Everyone is a wrench that watches Shangy if they agree with him. And he did. Like, I understand there's beefs. I understand that there's problems, and not everyone's going to see eye to eye, and people are going to think people are shit on the internet and talk all their internet shit. Shangy went to a place that is utterly fucking disgusting to me. And that was why I was like, okay, fuck this piece of shit.
What did he do? Are you allowed to
Oh
disclose
yeah,
that?
I'll say it because it's known, and I mean no disrespect to Rogue for this. When it got found out about his docs and the intimate family shit, Shangy decided to broadcast almost every day the video and news clip of that situation. I'm not going to go into great detail of it, just in case if he does watch. I don't, and no one should have to relive that shit. And that was my issue. I was like, this goes beyond a beef, man. You're fucking evil.
Very much like whoever wrote the ED page. It's we don't even like bringing up that it even exists because like we can't validate the we can't certify the validity of it itself. Like we don't even know if the person that proclaims they wrote it actually wrote it. We in the community only have like ideas of who have done it. But so far as actually knowing and getting a hold of people who say they are, it's almost virtually impossible. I mean, I've tried for a while to get a hold of to verify, so maybe we could feel some sort of way. But that is not happening.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the best thing to do is either just let it be, ignore it, and just wait.
Yeah, I agree. I found and looked up the ED page after watching you guys talking about this.
That is an unfortunate thing. Like, don't pay attention to it.
God.
We wouldn't have known about it if you didn't say anything. Like, oh no.
It's the truth, man. But hey,
God damn.
I see. The thing is, I always got to look. I always got to see. I also went and don't ever do this. Anyone, ever, don't look up Keppels on ED.
They're gonna do it now.
Some shit you can't unsee.
Is it a fart thing?
Oh, it's worse.
Is it the machete thing?
It's worse.
Because I actually like the
Say
machete thing for
uncooked.
weird reasons.
Uncooked split chicken breast.
God, now I want to find out, but now I know I'm not gonna sleep at night.
Oh, you won't.
That sounds like some pre-op shit.
Post.
Post.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
All right. I looked at it so you don't have to.
The Sarlacc pit. God almighty.
Oh God.
But yeah, that pretty much goes over that question. Okay, so let's see here. Going into a little bit of a personal question. As I said, if you don't want to answer any of these personal questions, you don't have to. It's like you're a father,
ahead,
obviously, you know that's not a secret. And it's like how do you find time to stream as much as you do, and what are some of the difficulties you face?
Well, he started school, so there's that. A lot of the time he's supposed to be in bed, and he isn't. So you guys get to hear him, and it's usually an argument while I'm streaming. Find the time. I'll be honest, I'm essentially retired, so I have a lot of free time. But the stream part's easy. It's like I do it 2 times regularly out of the week, which is Thursday, Friday, and I try to do all in a chunk. Thursday, Friday, that's the BS stream, or now it's the 2 guys in a poon stream, thanks to George. And the Fieldend's Party Palace GG is in the back. And I mean, yeah, there's prep work. We talk about it, but I stay in contact with my partners. We all have different things that we do and jobs that we do to add to it. So it's very easy to kind of get prepped with that. So we just put that on, watch it, and then we'll just put on Ragers and discuss it. There's not really any scripting or any pre-stream prep work. We talk for 20 minutes before we start, and then it's all raw. We all have a very good chemistry. We can work off each other just naturally. And that's where that comes from. And then there's the game night. The game night one, that's there's no planning that goes into that. I'm be very frank. I just put on the game, everyone joins in, and we just have a good time and hang out.
Well, obviously.
Any other stream after that, it's usually like events I feel worth covering, like the rogue stuff. As soon as I found out information, I fired up and just went right into it. Poopers, I had a lot of stuff on him already as it was, so it didn't take a lot of time.
I got
I
you.
don't know. I just enjoy doing it, and it's a lot of fun. So it doesn't seem like work to me.
Oh, that's good.
With my kid, something like I'll do like video clips, and sometimes I'll let him help me with it. Like he did a shout out to all the goons because he wanted to do a stream, so he got to say all the goons' names and say hi.
That's nice.
That's cool. And that's always good when you can, like your hobby. Oh, what was I going to say? It's like when like you said, when you love something so much, it doesn't feel like work when you do it, even if you put a lot of time and effort into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of time and effort that has gone in, but we've been doing it now for about a year. It's just like second nature. It's all very easy, just to kind of like get right into it. There's not a lot of prep. When me and Meth first started, it was like we would get into a voice call like an hour and a half before the stream and go over every possible thing that could go wrong. Every bit. We would watch the George show the week prior and take notes on things that we wanted to do. And now it's like we don't have to do that anymore because it's just natural.
Right. It's like muscle memory at this point.
Yeah. It's very much like that. And I know it's like we've had a couple of trackers. I'm not going to talk about them on the stream because it's not worth mentioning. They like to go after the fact that I have a kid because when you have a younger kid, unless you have a full-on recording studio, which I don't, I have to do it in my living room, they're going to hear them. And I can like be like, hey, stop or whatever, which I do sometimes if he yells because he sees my soundboard and sees the lights flickering on it and wants to try to get it to go up. But I'm like, hey, you can't do that. I won't ever put him on a stream. Like I won't ever take advantage of him, like because I have issues with that kind of shit. But if he comes over, I like, hey, you want to say hi to the people? I'll let him say hi, and he goes and runs off and does his thing. It's like a way to placate him, keep him happy, and continue on with the stream without screaming.
Yeah. Okay, next question I have up here. Let's see here. Okay, your last interview that you did was with Dr.
Amir?
Amir. I had it up here. My brain, I farted in my brain. A bit of brain fart. Anyways, you talked a bit about your personal life. Some people value their anonymity online above all else. Do you have any concerns about that being that the same like what's happened to Rogue?
No. I'll be very frank. The only thing that I'm concerned of is people like trying to go too far, but I've taken precautions with that. And when I say that, I'm talking like shit that people try to do, like the Mr. Medicare and stuff. Like I'm not going to say it over the stream, but I think we all know what we're talking about.
Right.
As far as like trying to dig up dirt on
we have
me,
already had a problem with that.
yeah, as far as like trying to dig up dirt on me, or I operate in the open. Like I'm not ashamed of the things that I've done. I don't have shame, if that makes sense. So it's like, if you want to expose me, go ahead.
I get that.
And I'm not trying to say this like an open challenge. I mean, I would prefer it not to happen, but it is what it is. I came on here and I pissed people off.
Yeah,
some people aren't going to handle it the right way.
That's exactly what I believe we would say. And I'm in the same boat. I mean, I'm in the same boat 110%. And it's like I'm a fair believer of a handful of rules, and one of them is you fuck around and you find out. And it's like no one gets away with anything, and we all have something right around the corner waiting for us. And whatever it is ultimately what we put in. Like life's a sewer. You get what you put out. You get what you put into it.
Yep. Yeah, I have like rules for myself, the things that I won't do, but I piss off some pretty shitty people, and I've come to the acceptance that they're gonna do what they do, and there ain't much I can do to really stop it. They take some real shitty tactics, and that's the route they want to go. All I do is I expose them for being pieces of shit people. When they do shit like that, it just proves my point.
Right.
They just make themselves look worse.
Very nice. So the next question is feeds off really well. Some people online have a problem when they develop parasocial relationships with other YouTubers and other personalities. Do you have any worries that any members of your audience would develop these sort of feelings and relationship towards you?
I'm gonna be very frank. I haven't thought too much on it, but I can give you a response to that. If I was to ever get the feeling that something like that was going down, I wouldn't feed the need that they have. And if it continues, it'd be like, hey, you got to go. Like I try to be fair and frank with them, not like fuck you, you're a fucking weirdo or anything. I'd be like, hey, this is too far. Like, get some help, seriously, and just let it go.
Yeah, we all have, like, well, me personally, I think I developed a parasocial relationship when it came to, like, aspects of Rogue, and I would definitely say his absence has definitely given me a chance to, like, look and see that was unhealthy to an extreme degree.
Mm-hmm.
And that being, like, representative of everything that had happened, and in some way, I guess it actually did help me grow as a person to not be like to look at myself more in a third person perspective. Like you see, you're acting the fool, you're acting up. Why are you acting up? Situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always.
Well, that's a part of growth, man. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing to see that in yourself and fix it in yourself. That's a good thing. That's growth. Some people don't get that, and they take things too far.
Yeah, and it's really easy to fall into those parasocial type of relationships, but when you can actually like get out of it and like y'all were saying, like learn from it, it puts you ahead of most people.
Yeah, that like I have respect for you for that. That's for one, not an easy thing to admit, and getting out of it's a great thing.
There's only like two things in my entire life I've done that I will never admit to, and yeah, that's basically it. And it's like I'm pretty much an open book.
Yeah, I guess with myself, like developing a parasocial relationship, I try to treat everyone, no matter like. I guess this is like just a weird thing that I have with myself. I try to treat everyone as a person, like how I would want to be treated. Not that their numbers don't mean shit, that their views, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I know they put a lot of work in. Like with Rogue, I thought of Rogue as a normal person. He was a person that had his own private life. He had his own interests. He had things that he liked to do. I enjoyed hearing him talk, but I'm not going to be like, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look. It's like, no one wants that shit. It's like, I would say something to him, like in the Discord, like off the cuff. Like if it's something I thought he might like. It didn't get a response. Didn't get a response. If it did, it did. He's a person. Like in the Goon Discord, it's a very different. Like there were a couple goons I really, really looked up to. Sean, who was in the chat, being one of them, but I don't think I ever came across that way to him. At least I fucking hope I didn't. I talked to him just like, I don't know, like someone I'd meet on the street. We had the same interest. I thought he did funny shit, and that was it. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way my brain processes things. I don't know. I I don't see it. I don't see if I could do that or not. But if I ever thought or anyone ever told me I was, I would definitely correct it.
That's probably the best policy. Like, I don't forever see like us having that issue. Probably because for the same exact reasons. Like for instance, like when you look at a YouTuber, especially of like our persuasion, you see us as we wish that you would perceive us. Like, I'm a fucking monster that's got like six fingers in each hand, and I got eyeballs all over me.
Yeah.
And it's like that is not that to where that would be really cool if that was how I was. That is definitely not who I am as a person. But it's close enough, I guess. The symbolism is there. It's just no. Anyways, okay. The next question I have is this is a personal one, but it's kind of lighthearted. Do you have any advice for a young father such as myself?
All right. Advice is in what? That's a big question, man.
Like,
do you have anything in for example?
Okay, my kid's about to turn 2. Like, is there something I should like be aware of going forward?
Every kid's different, man. Noisy. They get noisy. I guess if I was to get like for real, and this wouldn't be so much like with the child or the age of the child. Every parent is extremely critical of themselves. They especially if you care for your kid, which I 100% assume that you do.
Without a doubt.
Every parent is extremely critical. They always think, "Hey, I'm not good enough. I could do better in this. I could do better in this." If I was to give any advice to kind of help with that, it would be every parent's going to make mistakes. Every parent's going to fuck up in some way. If you love your kid and you care for your kid, you will always correct it and you will always be right. That's the most important thing. And this is something I tell my wife quite frequently because she gets very critical of herself as well. Like it's normal to have those concerns. It's normal to think that about yourself. But if you really do care and love for your kid, you'll do right by him. And that's all really children need. For a 2-year-old, they're going to be very noisy. They're going to start talking a lot.
He's already noisy. The really bad part is I when we're home, I kind of encourage it sometimes, and in public it's kind of hard to curb it.
Hell yeah. That's a good thing. That's how they're expressing themselves. That's how that's what they have to express themselves. So trying to be like, hey, be quiet, be quiet. Like I'm doing it to my kid now, but he knows the difference. Like he can talk, he can play, but screaming to try to make the lights on my soundboard go up, that's like, okay, that's a no-no. But at that age, man, that's how they're expressing themselves. They're having fun. They're enjoying the time with you. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I'm just saying, like, be prepared that they get noisy and they get loud, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay, this next question leans into to the next aspect of having all this and having kids. And it's like, I had an opportunity to chat with your wife on the last streams I was on, the karaoke one. She seems like she's a very nice woman and everything, but I had to ask because I have a similar situation. What does she think about your choice of night hobbies, and how has that changed your relationship, if any?
There's really no change in the relationship. She encouraged it actively. Like she was very encouraging, but not like she's like, okay, do what you want. I support you, and she's like, I'll watch your stuff. And she's even told me she's like, I wasn't like I'd watch it, but I just had no interest in George. You talked about him for 2 years already, and then she's like, I actually when I was watching it, is like I really actually enjoy it, and that was a good feeling to hear that. She participates. We have one night where the ladies of the Gundam did their stream, and my wife was on that. Try to keep her involved and be a part of it. I have many hobbies. This being one of them. I also play guitar. I'm a shitty singer. If you guys saw the karaoke, I do diamond painting shit. That's more of like a therapy thing.
I can't. My wife does diamond painting shit, and I'm not gonna tell her not to. But she's like, "Oh, honey, I'll get this kit." Like, really? You haven't finished the other one that was like 1,000, a million pieces. Like, I look at that and I'm like, how?
I get
How
obsessed
could you?
with it.
How could you do that? I mean, she did something the night before the stream. I was like, how in the world could you sit there and look at these itty bitty little numbers? I used to paint miniatures, so I'm like okay, I understand that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do that too. I
Yeah.
Warhammer.
I had to get out of 40K. I had to get out of 40K before I end up fucking up more money.
Oh yeah, I'm bankrupt.
I don't want to do that. My father was like when I first started doing it, and it was like, are you aware of how many firearms you could have bought with all that money? And I was like, are you assuming I haven't bought firearms?
That's totally something your dad would say.
Yeah. And the bad part was I went to him like, Daddy, you were right. And it was like, what do you mean? It's like, well, it doesn't matter now. I have 2 12 gauges.
But yeah, I got so many different hobbies that I enjoy. Like Warhammer being one of them. D&D is another.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff to like keep myself busy, keep myself preoccupied. I like to like educate myself on a lot of stuff. Always trying to learn new things. That's always important. So I keep a sharp mind.
On the 40K side, what faction you pull for the most?
I only have one army, and that's Space Wolves.
Duh.
I hate to admit it because of Floor Lord.
Yeah.
That was his army.
Mm.
Well, I had a group of friends, and like they already had all their armies bought and shit. So I was looking, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I like wolves. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I like wolves. That's who I'm doing.
I mean, yeah, that's probably about how it is. I went with chaos, like just straight up chaos everything. Like but my biggest army I had that had like the most oomph to it was probably when 8th edition had first started. I had already began my my Death Guard, but I have sold all my Death Guard, and I'm trying to sell like a majority of everything else. 'Cause I'm like, I didn't like the political stances that the company was taking, especially when you're spending an arm and a leg for little plastic men, and you have the gall to look down your nose at me situation.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
So I just decided it wasn't for me anymore.
I will say this: I think a lot of places are alienating people based off of political shit anymore. I think it's become a real problem. I thought about doing a stream on that. Because it's becoming a major fucking issue anymore.
A major problem. It's getting big.
Which
and
is
like how long are you going to keep shitting on the people that fund you?
Mm-hmm.
Which political stuff actually leads to this next question. On one of your other streams, you brought up your political affiliation that you're a Democrat. Now, this isn't like to get into a debate about politics. Both me and Animus are unaffiliated, but it's good to have like perspective from my other points of view. Why did you choose Democrat?
That's where a lot of my ideologies lie. I'm going to get into too much detail about it. But I spend most of my time arguing with other Democrats. Like I know where my stances are. I know where my beliefs are and how I feel on a lot of different issues. And a lot of them fall on a Democratic side. I do not hate Republicans. I'm going to be very frank here. I used to buy into that extremist shit, and it's horrible. It's bad, and it causes a divide. I do not hate people for political views. I think that we all need to get along. I think the Democrats need the Republicans to keep them in check, and I think the Republicans need the Democrats to keep them in check as well. There's two sides of a coin, and we got to work together.
The house divided can't stand situation.
Yep.
And the sooner people realize that, the better. But I think when it really gets fishy when money gets involved.
Yeah.
Which is why I if I ever achieve office, I want to do something maybe really unpopular. I would bump down, if you are a political figure such as a senator or something of that nature, your salary is now whatever a cop salary is for the same amount of time.
I would vote for that.
And it was like you are what's this? Oh, what minute? No. You are not anyone super duper special. You are a civil servant, the same way anyone else would be in, like, serving the public. You are there to serve your constituents, not the other way around. You get paid like one.
I agree 100%.
And if that means I'm president and I gotta take a big ass pay cut, oh fucking well. I mean, what else? I mean, everything else is already paid for. And it's like, I'll just fucking go back moving boxes around when my terms are done. Do. But well, I'm not gonna get on the campaign trail just yet. I am not fully developed yet.
Yeah, we have not readied our defenses enough, Spaz. We're not ready for that yet.
Okay.
I just want to talk shit on the internet. That's what I want to do.
I get that entirely. This next one's a good lighthearted one. What is your preferred soft drink, and in what form is it, like, you prefer it in? Like glass bottle, can, plastic, fountain?
I'm gonna be very, very frank. I don't like soda. I used to when I was younger. I can't
Kill him!
anymore.
Get him! Nah, I'm just kidding with you.
I drink tea and coffee. That's and water.
What's your favorite kind of tea?
Yeah.
Green matcha.
That's a nice choice.
That's a good. I go with the Southern sweet tea. I'm addicted to sugar.
That's good too. If I had to pick like a soft drink type thing, I think I would say sweet tea. Like I said, from Georgia myself. So
yeah, my favorite drink ever is Arnold Palmer. So like a good half and half sweet tea, half lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
That's my shit. But I've recently like been on kind of a health kick, so I've just mostly been drinking water and alcohol, the non-fattening stuff.
Damn. Okay, hang on a minute, my eyes weren't this fuzzy a second ago. Oh, hey, here's the question. I believe that the struggles and challenges that we face in our lives make us into the people we need to be for others. And it's like, what is the toughest challenge to date, and how your toughest challenge to date, and how do you feel it shaped you into who you are?
Oh man, it's been a lot of challenges. Well, fuck, I think I talked about it on the Dr. Premier show. Being homeless for a little bit. I am extremely frugal. I know how to survive when I need to in a wilderness setting.
Fuck yeah.
That would probably be it. There's other stuff too, but that's the one I think I'm gonna talk about right now.
I'm not going to go over the Nay question because Nay's not here. You feel better, but miss your chance, Nay. And we'll talk to you later. Anyways, here's a good lighthearted one. You have to defecate. You were in town doing stuff. Do you use a public restroom, or do you wait till you get home?
I just use a public one. Fuck it. I don't care. It's shit. It's got to go somewhere.
I get that.
Everyone's ass is dirty.
Yeah, I will say, I'm in the past, I would definitely just wait till I got home, but I've recently had good experiences with public restrooms. They're not as bad as they used to be. Like, depending on where you are.
Fucking Walmart. Can people not rip off doors and shit in the floor? That's.
Oh well, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah, that's nasty.
Oh yeah, if it's Walmart, it's like a competition to see how badly you can mess up the toilets. Like,
I don't know. I did construction, man. It's like I've shat in a goddamn garbage bag in a
And
fucking 5-gallon bucket before.
And threw it in the I've done the same shit. I've done the same shit while I was doing cable.
You do what you have to do.
The warning I have for everyone listening: if anyone ever finds himself in a work van or any situation that requires a van and a 5-gallon bucket and trash bag, do not shit inside your van. Not because you had to run around the smell. Because I had a cooler. I did it in the company cooler they gave me because I wasn't about to use it for water. I just sealed the top on it. But anyways, if you do so, and you're at a job, as soon as you open those doors again, you'll be transported to a different dimension where the customer has no fucking idea what they want anymore. You go in there for something simple, and next thing you know, it's 5 things, and they're not even certain if they want any of them. But I've worked construction for a little bit too, so I understand when it comes to a porta potty that has not been serviced in about since the since the survey crew, and for some unknown reason, people keep shitting in it, and the mountain has crested the bowl.
Yep, it's looking like the South Park episode with Randy Marsh.
Yeah, it's fucking outrageous. We got like 3 questions left. Okay, and this one is actually a 3-parter. Okay. I have given you a task, and it's like your family will never want for anything ever again. I'm going to send you back in time to help one locale from destroying their lives in some form or fashion. The downside is if you accept, they will be a part of your life forever. Do you accept?
Oh, this is easy.
Do you accept who it is and what are you going to fix?
Oh, this is fucking easy. I've talked about this before. It would be Cobra. I would go back in time. I would, before he got fired from fucking Wendy's, I would say, Cobra, come live with me. And take care of his ass. Let him stream, let him drink, let him do what he wants. It would be Cobra, hands down. Because I think Cobra's actually a decent person. He has stupid views sometimes, and he says stupid shit, but I think he means well. And that would be my choice.
I can see that.
I've said that for the longest time. That was an easy question, dude. I'd do that now if I could. I just can't get a hold of his ass.
I think at this point he might run. Especially the way things are. If anyone had recognized him in public, he might run.
Yep. Fucking Cobes, man. We call him the chaotic good locale.
Chaotic good. Like I said last stream, it was like it's gotta be the magic. It's the magic.
The problem with Terry A. Davis, someone just made a thing. The problem with Terry A. Davis, because I would normally agree. He was psychotic. He was dangerous. And that would be like, I have a kid, man. There's no fucking way I could do that. I couldn't have someone who's psychotic in the house.
Yeah, that would just
no one blames you for making that.
That would be just the pinnacle of like mistakes. Like they're like bringing your grandpa that has dementia into your home, expecting like things to just work out cherry.
Yeah.
But
I think Terry had major problems that could have been avoided and helped, and he just kind of fell between the cracks.
For me personally, the same question was asked to me. I honestly don't know if I would actually accept that, mainly because I know they'll have to be a part of my life forever. I wouldn't want to do Cobe because I can't tolerate him wasting food. That's like, we do it around here sometimes, and it irks me. And it strikes a nerve in me. Like me and Animus know a person who is very similar to Cobe's in appearance and mannerisms. It's C. Jordan, by the way, Animus, if you were wondering. But
that's the first person I thought of.
Yeah. Anyways, they are actually doing a lot better than what you would think. They were trying to get a job at a local store. They're doing programs like public outreach programs to help manage their money and finances really well. He's dressing appropriately. He's doing really well.
Yeah, especially for someone who said that his life's ambition was to be a beggar when he was younger.
Yeah. Actually, I don't want him to become a lolcow. I don't think that would be a good idea. I think if he were to become a lolcow and he make money from it, I think ultimately it would just be a detriment to everybody. And it like something tells me the cosmic forces, like if somebody's fucking with him, like something bad would just happen to them.
Yeah, for real. He's like the
Yeah.
main character. He's like the main character of his own cringe ass anime, like for real. Like I mean, he's a lolcow without the exposure for sure.
No, like I say on the channel, like locals they can't be made. They're born.
Yeah.
They either are one or not. And no one makes them that way.
I have to share a story now. I mean, like, you're right. They are born. I remember one day in high school, he walked up to me and he was like, "Hey, what are you?" I'm like, what do you mean? What am I? He's like, "Well, me, I'm a ninja." And he runs at the no. Okay, he goes, "I can run up walls. Watch." And this is in our high school gym. Like we used to meet in the gym in the morning before the first bell would ring to go to school. This man runs full speed at the wall, gets like 2 steps up the wall, falls down, and he's like, "Dang." He's like, "I could do it better if I was barefoot." I'm like, "All right, cool."
He kind of looked like Cobes too to a certain degree. It has everything to do with his upbringing, but he's a good guy at heart. He's just that dumb of ass situation, and there are reasons for the way he is. But that's
definitely a good
thing.
guy.
But
Yeah.
Get back on topic. The next question I have is if I send you back in time to redo a point in your life, what would you choose?
Nothing. I would reject it.
Okay. Right to the point.
I feel anything that I was to go back and change in my life would cause an effect on me, not the person I am today, and I am satisfied with who I am.
That's a very good answer. I like
good
that answer.
A lot of people aren't satisfied with themselves. I'd say kudos to you for that.
Most definitely.
I think it comes with age and just accepting who you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, about fucking 15 years ago, my answer probably would have been different, but not now.
It's the small things that happen in between that make up the person that you are.
Yes.
Yeah. No, my dumb ass would have said, like, oh, if I could go back in time and redo one thing, I'd go back to that point in college when that guy came in and says, "Hey, man, you should buy Bitcoin." I probably would have spent money on Bitcoin.
Oh, man.
That was a kick in the teeth when that happened. I was like, man, are you fucking serious? But
If I had a chance to go back, I'm fine. I'm fine with who I am, like right now. But I feel like just sometimes I get to thinking about the past, and I feel like it wouldn't hurt if I was a little less nice and more assertive and stern.
what, you talked about going back in time and making everybody bow?
Yeah, bow you shits.
Yeah.
No, I could have gotten in like 1 or 2 fights. I was so scared to get in trouble. I feel like there was some shit that I never got to get off my chest.
Well, it's the same situation as I was when we were in elementary school. You can't get away with anything when your parents right fucking there.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I would have rather have taken the risk back then, because you can afford to get in, some minor shit when you're a kid. You get into shit now, you just going to jail.
Yep, that is true.
Well, hell, like
So
it wouldn't have mattered anyways. It could have been just like that fucking situation happened with me. That one time, remember? It was like, you do dick all. You do dick all, somebody hits you, and you're the one that's in trouble.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So yeah, definitely go back in time, in for a penny, in for a fucking pound. Just deal with it later. But that's the message we deliver to little kids. Apparently.
I really wanted to finish that line, but then we'd have to do the whole song.
Then we're going to get copy struck. And copyright
Yeah,
struck,
exactly.
and then we're going to play the Donkey Kong song again. We'll be copyright struck again, and it's going to be really fucking awkward. But anyways,
Wait, you guys got struck or claimed?
our stream got sniped because of Donkey Kong.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, did they just block it? You stopped showing the thing? Is that what they did?
It wasn't even like the whole. We had already been through 2 episodes of the shit, like just talking about it. It was like the old like Donkey Kong show, and for some reason, this one part with the mine cart was like, "Oh no, we can't have that." And I was like, "What the hell?" I edited it out and I re-uploaded it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, covering George. Going on to that, covering George, he uses so much copyrighted music. Almost every episode we've ever done covering George has been claimed.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
So yeah, that's a lot of fun dealing with that. I just gave up on it. Like, okay, we're claimed again.
I almost like the more I learn about George, the more I want like I don't know if I want to fight this guy or not. Nah. I think I would
mean,
just
if
probably
Chris
ignore
Chan
him.
could, okay, I was about to say if Chris Chan could beat him, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have any problems.
Well, I'm not like, of course, nothing physical is going to happen. I'm a fucking dude I'm a fucking monster on the internet. Just because I think I'm a monster in real life doesn't necessarily mean that I am. And it was like, I'm not gonna
you
go
meant like internet.
Yeah, I meant like
internet
fucking have a fucking slap fight with this fucking aging, decrepit old man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very honest. He's stupid. He's absolutely fucking stupid.
I mean,
So, with that, I mean, you're relatively safe.
to engage in a fool is a foolish endeavor. But this actually brings us to well, that's a bad segue. It makes no fucking sense for what I'm about to ask. This is the last question I have written down. After that, I guess if we want to stretch you more for time, we could open it up to the floor for a few questions for anybody, or we can call it, or we can try to pad out watch shit for time. It makes no difference. Okay, this is the last question, and I'd say this is probably the most personal question I could ask. Okay. Right. It's like, if this stream is the last time your voice was ever heard, ever going to be heard, and after it, something, God forbid, something happens that takes you away from this earth, what's the one thing you would say to your family? And like I said, it's personal as hell. If we have no business knowing, just say so.
Well, to my wife and kid, my immediate family.
Yes, or anything that you'd want to say.
That I love them. That probably that sums up everything. I mean, it's basic, it's easy, but
yeah, that's relatable. Well, like to follow that up, what would you say to your fans?
To my fans, I'd thank them. I'd be like, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for watching and interacting and hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. That's what I would say. Thank you for being a part of everything.
That's beautiful.
Because without the viewers, without the fans, or the people who comment, you're just a dude on the internet talking. That's they are the show, and I think some people forget that.
I know I definitely have the stream. I don't know. I pay attention to Nay. Nay, you know, taking meds and feeling better. I'm gonna answer for it later, but you know, that's neither here nor there. And as for Bruce, Bruce, I got bigger. I can throw it the window now. Sorry about that. Anyways, so with that, I guess we could probably open it up to the floor if anyone anyone wants to say anything or whatnot.
Venom Sock said, "Where would one start in research on George? I would recommend the Gorgeous George Sucks stuff. It's easily digestible and it goes through all of his early stuff, and then from there move on to the Saunders calls would be what I'd recommend. Or you can like I can plug myself, like you can watch our show, but it's long. We go from start to finish and we really dive into every episode he does. But to start off, I would recommend heavily the Suck stuff. I sent it in your Discord and added you, one of them. But that would be my recommendation.
Okay. Animus, do you have any questions?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, we have two options. We could end it here, or we could watch something stupid and then end it.
I'm cool with watching something stupid with you guys.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of our brand at this point.
Well, if that be the case, let me go find something something equally entertaining. Let's see here. That is a really old one. It's an old one, but it's definitely a classic. Now, how my country ass likes to do this thing because my bandwidth is so fucking atrocious. What I do is I put everything up on a big screen, like so, for the viewers to watch, and then I pull up the Discord and I drop the thing in the Discord and we queue up because I can't screen share without my computer turning into a potato.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, my computer's not the problem, it's my fucking internet.
Oh man, this is a classic.
Oh yeah. Let me know when everyone's got it pulled up.
Alright,
Mine's thinking. It's loading. Alright, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay,
Yep.
And 1, 2, 3, and go.
I tell you, I hate Nancy. It's a beautiful day. Yeah.
Hey.
Sunday, and Saturday. It's the 9th annual Dallas Mower Expo. Be there as the biggest names in mowers, hedgers, and clippers on hedgers and clippers on hedgers and clippers on Sunday. Cutting technology. Sea King. Oil painting, Sea King. Don't miss the Dallas Mower Expo.
So, is this like...
This is the YouTube poop.
Like a Hank Hill? Yeah, it's the Hank Hill YouTube poop.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, man. I guess I win again.
Boy, Aunt Peg, the words I don't know could fill a dick.
You know, the Elks are having a goggle tournament to raise bail money for their treasurer. Maybe you should enter.
Boggle.
Boggle. Clouds?
All right, Peggy, I replaced my watch battery, ate a Cinnabon, and bought a pea trap. I can't kill any more time. Let's go.
Hank, it is only round 5.
Let's go.
Whacking in my camper.
Boggle.
Oh, little sick boy. Would you like for me to find your name in the next boggle? Boggle. Boggle. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that wife of yours is pretty good. I guess that's why they call her your better.
Boggle. Who calls her that?
Hey, you want to be my coach?
A boggle, coach? What would I do?
Well, Hank, you don't have to do anything. You just have to get up there. Unless you want me to go off to Dallas by myself.
Dallas? Salad.
Crackheads and debutantes.
Sunday!
Guess who's going to the mower show? Whoa.
Boy, how'd you manage to swing that? Boy, Peggy, we like mowers.
Simple. I found a boggle tournament in Dallas to keep her busy while we have some real fun. Check it out, man. Talk about a road trip up that Big D motel. Hell, man. You talk about the biggest names in mowers, edges, and clippers. Be there. Man, it's gonna be fun. Let's go, Peggy.
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
When?
You look like you could use a wallet. Would you like to make a wallet?
Harley Davidson.
Hank is not just my husband, he is also my coach.
Oh, well then you'll be needing one of these.
Now you listen to me.
The name is Hank Hill. Mr. Hank Hill. Peggy married me. I didn't marry her.
What are you?
Why, hero, it's this different guy rubbing in a everything.
Okay, the guy at Home Depot said all we gotta do is strip, sand, varnish, buff, varnish, buff, varnish, wax, sand, buff. Oh, God! No! That was close.
I see myself in the winner's circle, and you are right there next to me. My coach, my big-ass man.
My big ass man.
Dang!
Winner!
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! But you want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Why are you yelling at me?
You're a loser!
Look, I can't afford any more screw-ups. I just spent my last dollar on deodorizing carpet sealant.
Look at old Boomhauer.
That dang, some pick up that dang old rock. Man, this dang old piece of dang old locked up. Get out there. That. Ah! I got no fingers!
All right, going to be best of 3. I want a clean game. No foreign words, no foreign objects. Shake.
Hank, yeah.
Peggy Hill is down to her last pencil. She has no more pencils in reserve. Pencil.
This is awful. I think it's all over for Peggy Hill.
Loser! Now, let's show them how we play Boggle in Arlen.
Whatever you say, coach.
Oh, yeah.
Pencil.
Pencil.
Peggy Hill was riding up a storm, but will it be enough?
I win.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself?
Good Lord.
That was that's a strong note to end on. Well,
Boggle.
I hit the fucking thing. Shit. Okay.
I missed I missed the part where they had them both yelling that at her at the end. I forgot about that.
Pencil.
You're a loser.
Damn. Well, we've been going on for about an hour and 45 minutes. The only thing left to finish up is the Community Art Showcase, which is a new feature. I hope to actually add on to it as we go on. I'm probably going, instead of like having a new one, unless it gets way too long, I'm probably just going to use this one and add on to it. Hopefully we'll get more art in as time goes on. If for anyone listening that is part of the community, the Echo server, we have an art tab. There is a thread, or if you would like to see your art on the stream, just find me in the server. It's a Spazador, or you can find me there. I'm always there. Or hell, if you just have something, it doesn't have to be fan art. It should be something you're proud of that you want to get out there. Of course, keep it tasteful to a certain degree. Nothing that's going to show anything to break YouTube terms of service. But other than that, Eugene, I want to thank you for coming on, and I appreciate the time.
No problem.
And also appreciate
it was fun.
what you do.
Thank you. I try. I would like to say one thing, in case Rogue watches or anything like that.
I highly
just want to let him know that. All these people after you left that came out because of you. And I'm looking forward to seeing him come back. And he's been an inspiration to a lot of people. Even people who might have already been on before he left. And say thank you for the work that he's done. Again, sorry the shit he had to go through.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, hopefully when things come back, and he does come back, it will be a more smooth transition than how he left.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of people in his corner, and that's one thing that anybody in that situation could probably ask for.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, on that case, I want to thank everybody for watching, and hopefully we'll have something coming out real soon. And so this is where we say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.